Hi, this is DOSBox Mom, and welcome back to Let's Play Gateway to the Savage Frontier. Yeah, we went to the tavern across the way and did a little tavern brawl, which was just enough to allow Crevish to get another promotion. And we're just outside the training hall now where we've done that. Offline, outside the game, I looked up the Ioun stones that we had. They're both incandescent blue. And apparently, under 3rd edition rules, which don't govern this, they increase wisdom, but under the older D&D rules, that particular kind of Ioun stone increases the spell level of the user. So supposedly, now that I've got them equipped on the 2 mages, they should each be able to cast spells as if they were 1 level of experience higher than they really are. So anyway, we're ready to leave town and start going almost as quickly as we can to Ascore. I think we're going to maybe stop at a place or 2 along the way. Yeah, the river is going to be the easiest way to get there, because the first little while we're going to be basically retracing our route to Silverymoon. And no, we don't really want to go into Nesme. That's okay, it'll let us continue down the river anyway. I think if we just go directly east. Yeah. Now, this should be Silverymoon directly to the east, and I think we will go into there. So I would like to hit their magic shop now that I can actually afford to now that our party can actually afford to shop there. Okay, so let's go south, I think. Yes, remember, it's an invisible bridge. And we don't need to worry about the Festival of Mioliki. Yeah, now we can finally afford to actually go shopping in Rest Shop of Magical Items. Magical items for sale! Why? And let's see what they've got again. Some clerical scrolls and potions and gauntlets of dexterity and +1 arrows and +1 daggers. So let's sell off some of the magical junk that we've got. And don't want to sell that off. And that's good. Okay, she's got some she really needs to equip that shield again, at least for now. Boy, that leather armor doesn't fetch very much. Yeah, not that he can sell anything anyway. Okay, yeah. And let's see. Actually, she could probably give that to Tomas. And of course he's already got a +1 dagger, so we can probably pitch that. And we can probably sell off that non-magical quarterstaff. And how much do we have here? Well, not nearly enough to buy some of those cool items. I think I'm going to pause the recording and finish my shopping here, and then we'll be on our way. So, just a second. And we're back. Yeah, basically, between the proceeds of the magic items we sold off and getting all the gems appraised and most of the jewelry appraised, well, over half the jewelry at least, we were able to buy gauntlets of dexterity for everybody but Krevish, and potions for everybody, and some clerical spells for our cleric, and magic arrows for all the fighter types, including Krevish, except for Hosita, who didn't have room left in her inventory for them. So now we are ready to leave Silverymoon and continue on the river. And I think we will save just before we get back in the boat. Yeah. Okay, you shove off from the dock and prepare to set out on the river. And the next town on the way more or less east is going to be Sundabar. Which should be this place right here. Oh, no, it's Everlund. Okay, I goofed. Nah, I don't want to do that. Okay, let's keep going. Yeah. This is Sundabar here. Sign on the door here reads, North Branch Boat Rentals. Asked us about used boats for sale. Okay, and let's see where we are on the map. Okay, so that's number... Okay, yeah, I see where we are. Okay, and the clue book tells us that basically Valgamon's probably going to be up to his usual tricks trying to stop us before we get any farther. And the hint book strongly recommends going to this place. A wooden sign beside the door to the north says, Kumon Inn. This looks like a good place to rest and save our strength for the battles that await, over here says. So we'll do that. Okay. And then, there we go. A sign above the door to the south says, Standrun's weapons and armor, fine dwarven weapons, hand cast in citadel oddbar, spine jointed plate mail a specialty. Okay, then if we go down this way, a sign hangs above this door proclaiming Hegema's store, useful items for adventurers. I don't think we need anything there just now. And we have some private houses here. Let's go chat. You're all crazy to be outdoors. Haven't you heard? The orcs are on the march to the north. Troll armies are headed this way from the moors. Sundabar's a big town, but even we're not safe. Okay. And we'll visit the next door neighbors. That Valgamon and his minions charged through here a few days ago. Camped right near here, in the town square yet. You record the rest of what the old man tells you. Okay. Why the old man's wearing a helmet, I don't know. As journal entry 59. I was once an adventurer like you, and it says he was an old thief. So why would an old thief be wearing a helmet? I thought they couldn't. In service to the Lord's Alliance, and a fine pickpocket when it came to their documents, and perhaps an occasional duel to compensate me for my trouble. He was a contemptuous buffoon, Valgamon was. Pushed me down in the street as he passed by for no good reason. I may be an old man, but I still have the touch. I saw to it that Valgamon didn't leave Sundabar with everything he'd brought. He held out an aged but steady hand, presenting an envelope with a broken wax seal. He opened the envelope and removed what seemed to be a hastily scribbled note. Fool! You allow one tiny band of Mongols? Maybe he meant mongrels? To threaten everything our legions now pursue? Get to the pyramids at Ascore without delay. Let no one pass to the stronghold. Guard every pathway. I care not to hear your tales of how many there are. If the road falls, you'll pay for your carelessness. The note was signed with a large scrawled letter M. Probably for a Lord Manchun of Zettelkeep. Okay, that was kind of interesting. And this neighbor. They've told everyone to get off the streets. I guess they're hoping the orcs, trolls, and mercenaries are all on their way somewhere else and won't stop here to bother us. Okay. Well, those are some interesting tales. Now, what are we going to find if we head north in this section of town? Okay, there's nothing here. And if we go this way, a brass plate in the wall beside these doors announces Hall of Training. Oh, that could be useful if we earn enough experience for any more promotions. Okay. Carved into the stone above this doorway are Sundabar Hall of Justice and Temple of Tyr. Okay. Well, if anything nasty happens in town, that might be useful to remember. Oh. Okay. I have a feeling about this room. I think we're going to need to equip mirrors. That means somebody with a gaze attack is on the other side of that door. And, yeah, I know my characters wouldn't know about it, but I know about it. And we'll deal with that battle when we come back to the game. See you then.